There's two important tools that you need for float flying, and one of them is rope and the other one is paddle. I usually splice some ropes in, one length of rope back here where these struts come together, the diagonal and the rear strut comes together, and another one up front on the cleat on the front. And I put the one on the front, I make it fairly long so that when we come up to a beach or to a boat or something, I can grab that rope and either step off on the beach or toss it to the guys in the boat or something to hold on to so we can nose into things. Sometimes you might want to nose into a dock if it's got lots of pilings on it or something, a steep beach, rock or something like that. You come in to nose first on it. Otherwise, I keep a couple of coils of rope in the airplane to tie off to the tail when you tail into a beach, or if you have to leave the plane, you might want to tail up onto the beach or to tie it off. And I usually keep a couple of 50-foot coils of rope in the float compartment in the hatch here, in the Kenmore hatch, but we don't have a hatch on this one yet. I want to get that put in there because that's the best place to keep rope. It gets wet and you don't necessarily want it in the cabin with you, especially here where we've got salt water and stuff. The next most important thing, or maybe even more important depending on the time, is a paddle. You don't want to be up a creek without a paddle. Well, anyway, that's what I'm figuring out how to mount now. I've got this bracket, this is kind of a bucket for the back end of the paddle. I had it mounted on the other set of floats and I took it off so I could put it over here on this set of floats. So that's what I need to do now, is get that bucket for the tail end of the paddle put on there, figure out where it goes, and then there's a strap. What do I do with that strap? There it is. There's the strap. So this bolts in with a L-shaped bolt into the float here, and it's got this strap that hangs down and the paddle handle goes right down here, and I take this and wrap it around the paddle handle and tie it on. There's different ways of mounting paddles to floats, but this is a way I've used on this one. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to mount now. Yeah, I located a spot on there for that bracket. I've got it set up on there. I drilled the holes out and then I deburred the holes in the float. Oh, it's sitting on there with some Clecos now, ready to go on. I'm going to use some AN 470-4 rivets, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put some PRC 5200 around those rivet holes and stuff to help seal that up. That thing's kind of a scoop for water, but those rivets generally seal up in there anyway, but I'm just going to do that anyhow. Well, there's one paddle installed. I had my wife come out and help me with that. Reaching in that float and then doing the rivets is not that easy. I could have done it, but it was a lot better with her. And then I got the bracket, the rubber holder over here, and I got it bolted on there, and so that's all set. Now we got the paddle. Now we got the paddle. We can go up the creek and we'll have a paddle.